Most data lists that you summarize using pivot tables will have some sort of financial or personnel data. Those could be sales or hours worked, which usually means that you will want to find the sum of the values in the list. You're not limited to adding values together, though. You can choose from several summary calculations and also have the ability to change the type of value shown in the data area. In this movie, I will show you how to change the summaries of the data in the values field. My sample file is the Summary 0202 workbook, and you can find it in the Chapter 2 folder of the Exercise Files collection. I have a pivot table that summarizes sales for 6 categories across 2 years, and I have grand totals turned on. You can tell what type of operation or summary is being used in a couple of places. If you look at cell A3, you'll see that we have sum of total price. That tells you that you're getting the sum. And you can see the same thing in case you have headers turned off in the pivot table fields task pane. You can see here that it's sum of total price. Let's say that you want to change the operation. Say instead of finding the sum, you want to find the average or the count. To change the summary operation of the values area, click any cell in the values area, and then right-click, and click Value Field Settings. That displays the Value Field Settings dialog box, and you can see that there is a Summarize Value Field By list box available on the Summarize Values By tab, and you see that we have Sum, which is currently selected, Count, Average, and then other summaries as well. If we're looking for the average, we can click that, click OK, and you get the average sale. If I right-click a cell again and click Value Field Settings, I can change it to Count by clicking Count from the same list and OK, and there we see it. I'll press Ctrl-Z twice to go back to my totals. Now let's say that I want to compare one column or one row to another. To do that, I can right-click any data cell and click Value Field Settings. And then in the Value Field Settings dialog box, click the Show Values As tab. And here you see you can get a lot of options. First, click the Show Values As list boxes down arrow. And I apologize, a lot of these things have names that are very close to each other. So I'm naming them as I go along, but understand that a lot of things are very close together. So just watch where I'm clicking. So click the list boxes down arrow, and you see that you can have percentage of grand total, percentage of column total, of row total, and so on. Let's say that I want to find the percentage of the grand total for each cell. So I'll click that and click OK. And then you can see that grid tie inverters are worth about 66% of all sales, landscape lighting and light bulbs practically nothing, and batteries finding a nice middle ground. Another way to summarize would be the percentage of each column. So if I right-click any cell in the data area, Value Field Settings, and then click Show Values As, I can change the calculation from percentage of grand total to percentage of column total. Click there, click OK, and I see that I have grid tie inverters again, and it looks like that things are pretty consistent over the years, no doubt due to the price differential between all of these different products. If you want to switch back to no calculation, just right-click any cell, Value Field Settings, Show Values As, and then click the Show Values As list boxes down arrow, click No Calculation, OK, and you're back to the summary operation that you had before. As you can see from this quick tour through that dialog box, there are a lot of options available to you. Take some time to experiment with them, and you'll probably find one or more operations other than addition that provide meaningful information about your data.